to Everyday Yoga. My name is Christine. I'm so glad that you clicked on this video today so that I can share a nice little good morning practice, or a practice that you can use anytime you just want to open up the body and get in some luxurious stretching and nurture yourself. I have blocks nearby. If you have blocks, always keep them handy whenever you're doing a yoga practice, because you never know when they might be beneficial to the pose that you are doing. Especially if smaller bodies that don't come as close to the floor, you can use the blocks to kind of bring the mat a little bit closer to you. But for today, we are going to start lying down on our backs, knees bent, soles of the feet flat on the earth. And I'm just gonna center myself here on the mat so that I have plenty of room. If you have a ponytail, you might want to take it out or move the elastic aside so that the back of the head can come flush with the mat. We always want to find Tadasana in every pose. So we have the chin gently tilted towards the chest to keep the neck long. We have the shoulders down the back, so hug the shoulders into one another. Lift up the hips just a little bit so that we can kind of curl the tailbone down so that it's pointed more towards the end of the mat here. And we can start either with our arms open, palms up to the sky, or we can place the hands on the belly and just take a moment to find our breath. Just notice where you are today. Take an inhale in through the nose. Exhale maybe out the mouth with a sigh. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth with a sigh. Let's just move with the breath. Maybe open up the arms to the sky, let the palms shine overhead. And take the feet as wide as your mat and begin to just windshield wiper the knees from one side to the other. So take an inhale in the center here to prepare. And then exhale the knees over to the right. Just a little bit of movement here. Inhale back up to the sky. Exhale the knees left. Inhale back to the sky. Exhale right. And now maybe take the gaze in the opposite direction. So we're inhaling up to the sky. Knees left. Gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale everything up to the sky. Gaze left, knees to the right. And we're just going to keep going back and forth here. Notice what you feel there in the small of the back as you kind of go back and forth. Maybe the knees come lower to the earth here, maybe not. You can keep it really small, or you can maybe even take the knee all the way down. So whatever feels good here in your body, just back and forth. Inhale back to center. One more time each side. And then inhale back to center and exhale one leg at a time, bringing the knees towards the chest, maybe taking the nose towards the knees, and give yourself a nice little hug. And then place the back of the head back on the earth. Cup the kneecaps in the palms here. And we're just going to begin to make little circles with the knees. Going in one direction as we inhale, we'll take the knees over to the left and down away from the collarbones, back to center, and then exhale the knees up through the right side towards the collarbones and back to center. So just around and around, inhaling as the knees come away from the body and exhaling as the knees come closer to the collarbones. And you can kind of adjust the size of the circles here. You can notice where the back is being supported and massaged here by your mat. And let's go one more time out to the left and exhale up from the right, and then let's switch the direction of the circle. So we'll inhale out to the right and away, and exhale up through the left and in. Just around and around. You might feel some snap, crackle, pops here. Opening up, giving yourself a little massage, a little chiropractic treatment at the same time. And then let's bring the knees back into the chest and the nose to the knees and give ourselves one more big hug. Place the head back down on the mat, and let's just make some circles here with the ankles in one direction and then the other. And then let's inhale everything out long for a nice big stretch. Maybe stretch up through the right side body, letting the right toes point and the right fingers reach. And then inhale back to center and exhale up through the left side of the body, lengthening the fingertips away, lengthening the toes away. Maybe just back and forth, and just let it be delicious. Let it be soft and flowy and nurture your body. And then let's bring one leg and then the other back to the mat. And we'll take the right knee into the chest and then place the right ankle on top of the left thigh here. So we've got a nice figure 4 stretch here. We can press the right thigh away from the body and keep the left hand here right on the left hip bone. And we can stay right here just for a nice, gentle, soft stretch in the body. Or if you want a little more, you can thread the needle, which means putting the right hand in the little triangle made by your thighs and clasping. You might want to lift the head here so you can reach. Clasp the fingers behind the thigh, the left thigh, and then place the head back down on the floor. And we've got just a little bit more of a stretch here, maybe noticing in the outer right hip. You can draw that left thigh in closer towards the collarbones and really breathe into that right hip, just focusing there as you inhale and softening as you exhale. If you have a little bit more flexibility here and you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can lift the head again and reach your clasp out in front of the chin, and then place the head back down on the mat and really draw that right leg in towards the chest. You can rock a little bit from side to side here. Anywhere that you notice you have some tightness or tension, you can send the inhale there by taking a nice big inhale and focusing on that area. And as you exhale, just soften. And then let's do a little, this is called a Gardenia pose by one of my teachers. I'm not real sure if that's accurate, but I love the name and I love the flower. So let's go ahead and release the clasp and take our right ankle in our left palm, take the left arm out to the side, palm facing up or down, whichever feels good in your shoulder here. And then we're just going to kind of twist over to the right, or excuse me, take the feet and the knees over to the left side and just plant that right sole of the foot right here on the mat. You might need to adjust yourself to stay on the mat here. So the right leg is bent, the right sole of the foot is on the mat, and the left leg is just resting on the mat beneath. And then you can take that right arm up and overhead and bend those fingertips over to the left side. So we're getting a wonderful deep stretch here. Maybe the gaze comes over to the left as well. Notice what you feel from that right knee, up the right thigh, in that right hip, the ribs, the armpit, the upper arm, reaching with those fingertips, just making this nice long line here. Inhale, really lengthening there, and exhale to just soften and relax here. Take a couple full deep breaths in this position. Maybe the foot comes in closer, maybe the foot is out farther away. If you don't really have to hold on to that ankle if that's a little awkward here. You can just send that right sole of the foot down closer to the top of the knee. And find your stretch right here. Inhale one last time. Exhale, really tapping into that core so that we can inhale both knees back up into the chest. Give them a nice little squeeze. Bring that nose into the knees. Make any adjustments you need to make here to center yourself. And then we'll take the top or the outside of the left ankle to the top of the right thigh. You can stay here, just enjoying the stretch as it is, or you can press that left thigh away. You can really keep yourself grounded by taking that right palm to the right hip. And if you do want a little more, go ahead and thread that needle, placing the left hand through the triangle between the thighs and clasp behind the right thigh, maybe changing up the clasp. And then place the head back down on the mat and either rock from side to side here or just find stillness. Sending the inhale anywhere you feel any tightness or tension or stuck. And then as you exhale, just bring softness and relaxation and a feeling of just letting go to those areas. Maybe you want a little bit more here, so you can either keep the head grounded if that's available to you, or you can inhale the head up and reach around the front of the shin here, again clasping in that different position than is normally the default, and really hug those legs in towards the chest. And noticing what you feel in the thighs and in the hips here, this nice nurturing position. And then let's go ahead and do that little Gardenia ditty over on the other side. Place the right hand on the left ankle and take the left arm out long, and we're just going to twist over towards the right, bringing the left sole of the foot. And again, you might have to make some adjustments here so that the sole of the foot can come comfortably to the mat. Maybe you're drawn up really, really close to the body, or maybe it's more comfortable for you if it's away from the body, down lower on the top of the left thigh. So whatever feels good here. And then you can reach up and overhead, really finding that full body stretch from the knee on the left side all the way up through the thigh. Maybe take the gaze over to the right. Notice how you feel in the ribs here and in the arm, in the armpit. Inhaling here to lengthen and make space, and exhaling just to bring softness and relaxation, opening up through the side body. And we'll just stay here for a couple of breaths. And you can actually do this if you have space. You could do this even in bed in the morning before you ever get out. And one more inhale, and then exhale, tapping into that core and drawing one knee And then the other back into the chest. And I'm just going to center myself here so I don't make you seasick. And give yourself a little bit of a hug. And then reach everything out nice and long. Draw the fingertips away from the toes. Maybe rotate the ankles. Maybe point and flex the feet. Maybe rotate the wrists here. And then you can either roll to one side or the other and press yourself up. Or you could do it the fun way and maybe rock yourself up and down the spine. Finding a little playfulness here. And unless you have a really super firm mattress, you're probably not going to be able to do this in bed. And roll all the way up to a seat. And then come over into tabletop position. Let's do a couple cat-cows here to find some flexion in the spine. We'll inhale, bending the elbows and drawing the heart forward, curling the toes back. And then exhale, rounding the back, drawing the belly button up to the spine, pressing the tops of the feet down to the earth. Inhale, look up, curl the toes, drop the belly. Exhale, round the back, press the tops of the feet. Really find space there between the shoulder blades. And just moving with your breath, finding awareness here in the spine. You can maybe get a little groovy and kind of go from side to side here. Maybe you can make some figure eights with the spine. Maybe you can treat the spine kind of like a jump rope. Visualize going up and around just like a jump rope. Curls, toes can be either curled under or flat to the top of the mat. And always, if you go in a circle in one direction, take it in the other. Just finding some movement here. And then let's go ahead and inhale the right leg out long and exhale, bringing the knee all the way through to the hands. And this is where the blocks come in really handy for me because I am all the way crunched up on the top of my thigh here. And some people can reach the palms flat to the earth. There's no way I could ever do that. So I either have to keep my fingertips on the earth here, or I can find more space with the blocks, and now I can take my palms to the blocks. Or I can find even more space by taking them in the medium position, or even up here in the high position, maybe walking that left leg out a little bit further here. And really opening up through the hips, pressing the top of the right or the top of the left toes down to the earth, or you can have it curled under here, whichever feels more stable for you. Or you could even lift that left knee from the mat. And most of our weight here is in our legs, pressing into the feet. So try not to depend too much on the wrists here, so that you can keep those wrists safe. And then you could take the knee back down to the earth if it's not already, and gently walk yourself back into a half split, either taking the blocks along with you for the ride or not, and really find some space in that hamstring and in the calf here. Really, maybe even pressing those toes down to the earth. Finding more of a stretch here in the top of the shin, or pointing the toes up towards the sky, finding that stretch in the back. And then we'll come back to the front of the mat, stacking the knee over the foot. And here you can take your block again in the left hand and maybe lift the back knee, maybe not. But we're going to draw the fingertips up the right leg, draw the right fingertips up towards the sky, and reach overhead for this nice big twist. And most of our weight again is in the feet. We're just using the hand on the block for balance. And we're really drawing up overhead with this extended right arm. So lifting with that right arm, helping to bring us up for a nice big twist. Inhale here and then exhale, bringing the right hand back to the earth. And then let's come back to our tabletop. Take a couple cat-cows here just to realign the spine. And then let's inhale the left leg out long. And exhale to bring it all the way through, planting that left foot on the earth. Maybe walking that right knee back a little bit to find more space here. Maybe using those blocks in whatever position serves your body best. Maybe curling the back toes under and lifting for more of the stretch in that right hip flexor here. And taking it back to the earth if it's not already, and coming to walk back into this half splits. Again, the toes can be up to the sky or press down to your mat, or you can kind of go back and forth, keeping that chin tucked to keep the neck safe. And then let's come on back to the front of the mat and find the twist on this side, either twisting from knee to the mat or curls toed under and knee lifted, and reaching that left arm up to the sky. Pressing back through that right heel if the knee is lifted, finding your twist, and coming back down to the earth, coming to tabletop again. And we'll cat-cow here just a couple of times. And then we'll take the knees out wide, bring the big toes together, and send the hips back for your child's pose. You can reach the arms out long, really stretching here through the armpits. And we can find that same twist right here. Planting the left hand on the earth, drawing the right fingertips up towards the sky, really reaching here, finding space. Inhale here, and then exhale, bringing the right hand, threading that needle right behind the left palm. And we can stay here, resting the temple, the right temple and the right shoulder on the mat. Left arm can be out long, or it can be relaxed with a forearm to the mat or the top, the right arm. Or maybe you can take more of a twist here, reaching the left fingertips up towards the sky, or a partial bind, bringing the back of the left hand to the small of the back here. I'm really opening up through that left shoulder. Inhaling into the space between the shoulder blades, and exhaling to unwind. This time we'll press the right palm to the mat and draw the left fingertips up to the sky, reaching high, and thread that arm right through behind the right. Again, finding your shoulder stretch here. Right arm can be out long as you rest the temple and the shoulder on the left side to the mat. Stay here, or relax that forearm, or draw the right fingertips up towards the sky for more of a twist, or even take the back of the right hand to the small of the back here. Inhaling here, finding space, sending those inhales to any place in the body that has tension or tightness, and as you exhale, sending softness and relaxation there. One more inhale here, and then let's unwind, coming back into all fours, Curl the toes under, and let's press back to hero's pose, coming to the knees and really getting a stretch in the bottoms of the feet here. If that doesn't feel good, you can always turn the tops of the feet to the earth. Either way. And then next we're going to come up to standing. So whether your toes are curled under or not, go ahead and have them curled. And we're just going to press back into this nice low squat here, drawing those heels down towards the earth. And we're just going to gently roll up here, pressing the heels into the earth, coming into your nice forward fold. I'm going to just walk out a little farther from the wall here. Just start with the knees bent deeply, the weight rocked back in the heels. Maybe hook your thumb inside your elbows and just frame the face here, clasping opposite elbows, letting the weight of the head traction the neck out nice and long. Whole upper body is just relaxed here. Maybe you want to straighten the legs a little bit more to find more of a stretch in the back of the legs. Maybe nice and bent just where you want to keep it. Play around with it a little bit. See what works for you. And then we're going to switch our clasp. Again, we're just balancing everything out. Maybe rocking a little bit from front to back. Maybe rocking a little bit from side to side. Nice big breaths here. And then when you're ready, release the elbows and begin to roll up, stacking one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. Creating that nice long spine here. Coming up to your mountain pose. Hips in line with the feet, in line with the shoulders, tailbone nice and long, chin tucked, drawing the crown to the sky. Starting the day in your mountain pose, or maybe ending the day in your mountain pose. Sending those shoulder blades down the back towards the back pockets. And then let's reach up and lift our arms up and overhead where the palms meet. And we exhale, hands to heart. And let's just set an intention for the rest of the day or evening, whenever you might be practicing this little ditty. Let's just set the intention that today is going to be the best day ever. And that's where we tilt the chin gently and say, Namaste.